Welcome to RawSportsCast. My name is Scott Harrigan. Today we have a roundtable with three guests. We have on my left Chris Schill, Roger Wade, and Howie Mace. Gang, how we doing today?
Fabulous.
Glad to be back.
Dandy.
Where you been, Chris?
Just, working out, just busy.
Working out?
Just busy, yeah.
Cool. How are your Habs doing this year?
It's fucking 2 games in, dude.
Yeah, wow. Buffalo, though.
Right off the start, Scotty.
Right off the start, yeah.
That's,
That's okay, because your team will be good till the playoffs. Then we know what happens.
And then maybe not even then.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's called podcast foreplay. That's what that's called.
Podcast foreplay.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, all the 4 people that are listening to this show, we have a roundtable. The premise is, and people seem to like it too, by the way, in the emails that we get. The premise of the show is that we have 3 guests and a host, and we don't know what each of us are bringing to the table. We have 15 minutes to discuss each topic, and nobody knows what who's going to say what. So. Hang on, I guess.
Exciting.
So, is it? Yeah.
I feel feisty today.
Who starts?
Well, I pick. I'm the host. Relax.
Whoa.
Howie. I should mention this too. But
I'm a virgin here. I'm a virgin. Take it easy on me, please.
Holy Jesus. So I should mention Howie is my partner in RawSportsCast and owns Howie's Car Corral. And this wouldn't happen without good old Howie. So welcome to your first episode of your show that you own.
Yeah, you know what? This is kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to it. And as you know, I mean, my intentions with us getting into this together, I didn't want to do this. I was more interested in the back end things, but I thought, what the hell? Opportunities.
Well,
here.
I'm glad you're.
You.
You know, Steve Duffy couldn't make it, so I'm like, hey, I'll do it. Why not?
Well, that's just it. Exactly. So, why don't you go first?
Yes.
Okay, my topic. I want to talk about us, you and me, and RawSportsCast. Okay. Let's give the people a little idea of what's going on and why. I mean, Scotty, you and me. Yeah. Do you remember how we met?
Was it? It's almost like a. Do I remember how we met?
Apparently
not.
Apparently not. Because he's
you
stalling.
bought a car off me.
I've bought several.
I know you have.
Okay.
And you
I
came
will
in.
say-
I thought it was going to be more exciting than that.
Scott's
No.
kind of like Dory, though. Okay, like it's like who, what, wait, what happened yesterday? Oh, yeah.
Who's Dory?
You had,
Huh?
Nemo.
I said that to him. He doesn't get it.
and funny enough,
I get it.
I don't Dory.
Dory.
Is Dory hot?
She's a little she's a fish.
It's a she?
Yeah. and she's a little schizophrenic.
Holy fuck. Okay, yeah. All right there.
She's forgetful, is what it is.
All right there, twisted sister.
Okay, back to the. Okay,
All right.
so back to
anyways,
Rob.
so
Okay.
yeah, you came in. You were driving that Ford Mustang convertible, that red one, if you recall. You bought it here, actually, Galaxy Motors.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't remember what you bought, but somehow we just we didn't know each other before that meeting, and we just. I don't know. We just became instant friends.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we just
over the years.
I knew you had ISN. I did some advertising on
Yep,
ISN.
that's right. We went fishing on my birthday.
Yes, we did.
I do remember
Did
that.
you catch anything?
No, I've never caught a fish here ever, to be honest. Yeah, I lived in Souk for how many years?
It's like his hockey team.
But we
Right.
just instant friendship, and
Absolutely.
I did some advertising with ISN. I'm obviously always a supporter of local businessmen like yourself, and the relationship just. I don't know. We're just good buddies, and we sit around and we talk like we're always in a bar having a beer, and we always bullshit about sports.
That's the greatest part about the whole group is that's what this feels like to me. Raw feels like that to me. It's not like watching. I'm not going to say the names, but other sports stations where people are very it's very regiment. You know what I mean? That's what I love about this, is it is very raw.
And that's
Yeah, well,
what-
Howie allows it. So to put this into perspective is when Howie started off the show saying I didn't want anything to do in the back or to do in the front end, and I want you to be the face of this and this whole thing. I mean, if we're going to dive into it, yeah, let's go. Right, I know.
Got a face for radio.
Yeah. So it's not just the friendship, but there's pressure to hit certain goals and stuff like that, and but it's not like I'm being pressured at all to pull this off and the support. So to have to do this and start this off in the project, you have to have two like-minded people who get the big picture. And so far, I must say, you got to blow your own horn, I suppose. The comments that we're getting from Raw already are exactly the friendship that Howie and I have, that now I have with you and Chris. We've known each other for years. Yeah. It's just people talking. And there's not a platform on this island like this discussing different things.
Well, and look at the content, Scott. Like today, congratulations, by the way. We got the email from Buzzsprout. We have 25 episodes.
Yeah, I seen that
right?
on the email.
So that's cool. We got a library of
That's
25.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've listened to every one.
Yeah.
I like every one. Yeah,
I have a hard time.
I will say,
I have a hard time listening. It's weird.
I think that's a normal thing. Like, I don't like, so my background, I have a diploma in broadcast journalism. I just never used it. I became a bartender, and here we are. But I can say from the beginning of this to now, things have gotten really, really good, guys. Like, really good. But as you never like listening to yourself.
Oh,
I don't
I
think
don't.
that ever
I
gets
hate it.
easier.
Well, you're like, oh my God, I sound like that?
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah,
it.
no, I know. It's
Wait till you see yourself
Oh, I
on
bet.
here.
I bet. And like, I think like the chemistry between you two,
Chris and I?
I know, and I haven't been
How
here
many
for
pauses?
so long.
I know, or like, where the hell
Oh,
is
I
she?
know,
Because
I
everybody,
know.
like,
Yeah.
Alan that works for me, he's like, God, they have such a good chemistry together.
I know.
So, like, right off the bat.
Yeah.
I know.
That's why we thought, like, when we were talking about it, we were like, well, we could do individual shows, but I'm like, I think you and I should do a show because we just do what we do. This is our
Wing it.
everyday life.
Yeah,
This
it is.
is how we talk.
Well,
to
we
each
hang
other.
out too.
Yeah, we do
right?
hang out.
So,
Yeah.
No,
like
it's
two
all
married
fun.
couples or whatever.
But I mean, it's at the point. I mean, and this is. I mean, it's not really a dilemma. We talk all the time,
all the time.
which is great.
Yeah.
And then once in a round,
Yeah.
we get around to talking about business. But with the feedback that we've gotten and the content that we're providing, who
Yeah.
else is doing that?
Nobody,
wants
and
to
that's
be bothered with these piddly ass. Whether it's the kids' sports,
That's
whether
what
it's
I
the
love.
UVic hockey, like we are. They're only covered.
Fantastic.
yeah.
Really.
Well, what it is too is that it's for those of you who don't know, there's no scripts here. There's nothing. It's just we turn the mic on, we turn the cameras on, we hit a button that Jesse Roper opens the show, and we just talking to a mic.
No bleeping out.
No, and editing, even the editing part of it. Our editor Tanner couldn't get an easier job, really, to be honest, because it's just like don't touch anything, just fix
we
the
just
front,
want it the way
fix
it
the
is, yeah.
butt, and all I got to do is hit. Did I hit that? Start record? Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Okay,
good. And we should, quick shout out to Tanner Biggin. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Tanner's big.
Tanner.
Post production editor.
And I will say his post-production's been amazing. It's just been like, I swear, like watching from the beginning to now, it's just been night and day. It just looks so
yeah,
good, guys.
it's still raw. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
but Raw's good.
Well, and really, we're baby, and like anything, like a baby, you gotta, it's gotta grow, you
Yeah,
gotta nurture
totally.
it.
Yeah,
And I mean, like
absolutely.
our expectations are, we're gonna have to feed it. It costs money to make money, and I think we're getting close to the point where we're gonna have value to someone, to sponsors.
Yeah.
We
It's
we
coming.
have grand ideas. I mean, let's tell the people what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
we got to get a beer sponsor first and foremost.
Oh, gosh.
Yes,
yes.
well,
Could
so-
you imagine round tables with beer?
Well, we're
Well, no,
working
it's
on it.
not
We're-
that far off, to
we're
be honest.
working on
So,
it. We're
so
working
Red
on it
Arrow
now.
Brewing up in Cowichan. Well, I've reached out to Jeremy and the people up there, and they're most responsive. And we did a baseball team a little while ago that got some great coverage, and what happened out of that
that was cool.
So what happened from that is people go, wow, I didn't know this platform. Like, can we just come on and talk about what we're doing up here? And I go, absolutely.
Which we want. Email us.
Well, we do. So
I
get the email. So the weird part about the ISN, Island Sports News, and Raw is that when Howie and I first started this, I was adamant that ISN has to be part of Raw, and we're like, we want to incorporate what we've done, and the people that know ISN know me. I've never met, I bet you 90% of these people, and so when we talk and we talk openly, people go, yeah, he's talking about me. Well, I can't. How can I? I don't know you.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know who you are. I don't know what your life is. We just bring up topics. And the platform that Howie and I wanted to set up was exactly for people to come in. So the beer sponsor, Red Arrow, thought that's really cool, but there's way more we can do. So we're going to try to incorporate with, I met with the Royals yesterday, and we're getting people calling us, Slag Lumber and Carson Petke and all them. They're now calling, going, hey, listen, love it. Loved ISN before, but now you got this incorporated with it. Let's do something. So it's instead of bleeding money, now we're hoping to get some money in. I never ran ISN ever as a business. It was maybe a little
labor of love, maybe.
It was a business at first. I have to say, but it became a lot easier to run it as a community page. Yeah. And I didn't have to worry. And then that's when it grew. That's when ISN went nuts. So, Howie, what do you think what do you think, where do you see Raw in 6 months?
Well, 6 months, I mean, I would like to see our followership double from what we have now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's optimistic. I mean, we don't push it too much. I mean, thankfully, with kind of using ISN to springboard off of with Raw.
Absolutely.
You've got over 5,000 Facebook followers.
Yeah.
Instagram. I mean, you kind of suck at that. I tell you all the time. You got to get on.
Instagram's a big deal.
Is it really though?
It's way bigger than
I went kicking and screaming to Twitter.
Twitter's kind of a.
But I don't know. So I'll get better.
But
with Instagram.
And it's just a matter of
the gram.
You could do it with a little budget. You could do it with no budget. I mean, I like just watching things grow organically.
Me too.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never once paid for a like on ISN or had a sponsor or whatever. I've never.
Half those, you get DMs in Instagram with, DM these people and they'll promote you and you can get 1,000 followers. Where they're not even real people.
No, thanks.
Are you just trying to impress people by the amount of followers? No, I want real followers.
Yeah.
It's like Google reviews. You ever look at Google reviews of businesses and you could tell which ones are like scripted and which ones are real?
Oh yeah, really?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would like to see us, I would like to see us start generating revenue by 6 months. I mean, I think we're closer than that right now.
Yeah.
Our expenses are small. And I would like to say a little shout out to, unfortunately, my friend Phil Dagger, the owner of Galaxy Motors. He's no longer with us. He passed away in August. But it was because of my relationship with him, how we got this studio space.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he could have told us, you know what, beat it.
Yeah.
Do you know that everybody, I don't know if I've said this to you yet, but everybody that's came up here is massively impressed. It's not a rinky-dink setup. We should probably have a pan shot of this, but it is pretty impressive. Like, what do you think, Raj, of Raw?
I love Raw. I wish I had more time to devote to it.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would
it's
be.
So much fun.
And that's the other thing, people.
It's a gas. My first show with Dexter, we had a little audio
Sorry
problem.
about that.
Sorry
Rob.
about that.
It is what it is. It was growing.
Yeah.
It's growing.
I'm excited. I love the round table.
Yeah.
I think I love the round table more than anything.
Everybody does.
Because
round table's good.
You can talk about everything and anything.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
I've done a couple of shows and I enjoy doing them. I hate listening to myself because I sound like a dork.
Yeah.
That's the norm.
And but I think that we have a great continuity amongst all of us and Jordan.
Jordan's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like Jordan. He does a very good job.
I can't wait to be a part of this to grow.
Yeah.
And for local sports, this is it. And we need local sports coverage.
And that's the thing.
And that's the thing. Locals, reach out. Come on here. Do a roundtable. You know, and don't think that, oh, well, my sport's kind of minor. Like, is anybody interested? We're interested. If you play a sport, just come on.
Well,
have a chat.
it's the
Look,
opinions.
we let
the
Scott on
opinions.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
Scott on
Scott
here.
on.
And he's a Maple Leafs fan.
I know, right?
Right.
Sorry about that.
This is
There is a
there's
surcharge.
always next year.
There's a surcharge for Leafs fans, though. $5 at the
we
door.
probably
if you
just
want to come
lost a few fans that we said that Scott's
No, they were never going to come on anyways. Rod. You don't have to worry about that.
At the end of the day, though, Scotty, I'll just quickly add. I mean, I think the potential is huge, but part of the problem is, I mean, I have a day job.
Yeah.
I'm also
Yeah,
a
well, we all
husband.
do.
I'm a father.
Yeah.
Roger, you got your job. You coach.
I have 3
Chris, how many
jobs.
jobs you got? Yeah, 3 jobs. Plus you're out in Souk.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, to do this properly, I mean, it's almost like I'm not going to do a career change. That would be ridiculous. But I mean,
I'd
there's
love
only so
to,
much we
but-
could do because we have other commitments.
Yeah.
But this is also fun.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's a good break.
And it needs to be done. And when people are talking about it, like you say, people are contacting you all the time, and whether it be
All the time.
I mean, media people.
Yeah. Oh,
Long-time media people. Like, holy cow, I like what you guys are doing. How do I get
that's
involved?
Yeah. Well, actually, I just put a call out to Jordan Cunningham from CTV. Him and I go way back as well, and if he gets the okay to come on from his higher ups, if they allow him to go to another what we deem a network, I suppose. I don't know, but little do they know it's raw. Eh? Like, hello.
So back to you, Scott. Let me ask you the same question. You're my partner.
Yeah.
Where do you see us in 6 months?
I'm okay. So where I differ from you is the yin and yang of us is you're a realist, and I'm a shoot for the moon kind of guy. I honestly would be disappointed if our bank account isn't in the plus by Christmas. And by plus, I don't mean just $100 or a couple $100. I mean some. I would like to start the new year off with 3 solid long-term partners of corporate. Like, you know, it's I get the I get the, you know, the mom and pop, you know, obviously great, but no, I would be disappointed by Jan 1 if there wasn't 3 corporate sponsors and involved with Raw.
Well, you know, for those in the business community out there that are listening, you know, one of our 4 listeners, RawSportsCast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
If you have any inquiries, you know, for me or Scott, that's how we, obviously through social media as well. You can message us. We both monitor social media accounts.
Well, you know, like I said,
doesn't monitor Instagram very often.
No.
How do you spell Instagram?
Yeah, just Graham. Just go Graham.
Oh,
It's a Graham.
let's okay.
Or Insta.
Insta. Yeah, so I absolutely. It's you know, I am getting emails and stuff every day, and people reaching out, and the more it grows, that's where I expect. So, but yeah, so happy to have my buddy here, my partner, and
Good to be here.
we're going to
Move
move along.
Next
Okay, guys,
topic.
let's
Next
get gritty.
topic, Raj.
Oh, I knew it.
I have 2, and I
Not allowed to.
Well,
1.
you know what?
No.
I'm allowed to.
No.
Well, I'm doing 2.
No.
I am.
No.
Okay. I'm bigger than you.
Don't make me come over there.
I'm bigger than you.
Where's the volume button here? How do I shut this down? Mike, what Mike do?
Okay, so my 2 were taunting in sports.
Oh my God, that was my topic.
Okay, then you go with taunting
okay,
because my
perfect.
second one is this is going to be a very touchy one, especially with my background. Video officiating.
Video.
Well,
In what regard?
Well, just
how they can go
in
back
all the
and-
sports,
yeah.
they've gone to video review, and is it a really good thing or is it not such a good thing?
Well,
I watched the baseball game last night, and I'm a diehard Red Sox, as you probably see by my outfit, and there was a play that the catcher got a bunt and tagged the runner. On the field, they called him. They didn't call the out. They called it safe. They went to video replay, and he was out. And he should have been out, but the umpire missed it. Whatever. It was within millimeters of a tag. The night before, I watched the Dodgers and the Giants, and the Dodgers won on the last pitch on a strikeout on a check swing that wasn't even close to being a check swing.
Wasn't reviewable though.
But it's not reviewable. So my problem is either you review everything or nothing.
I agree.
Because you can't, because that play in the Dodgers did not, it was one pitch. There was lots
Whereas
of
there can be a call that could totally affect the outcome of a game.
but there was 300 pitches before that in the game.
Well,
that also affected.
Yeah.
You know, like
You
last,
wouldn't
last
have-
night I watched. Just let me finish. Last night I watched Chris Sale got the umpire called a ball on a strike on the TV screen that was in the square. The next pitch, the guy got a hit. He would have struck out if that would have been called a strike. When Altuve got up in the 7th inning and hit the 2-run jack, or in the 6th inning, whatever it was, he wouldn't have been up to bat if that would have been an out.
But you only care because it's your team and a call against.
No.
Right?
I'm,
You wouldn't have to worry about this if there was just no review. Let the game be the
That's
game.
the whole
So
thing.
kill review.
It was played for
Personally-
years without
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, you know what?
Why
You can-
I
reinvent
actually
the wheel?
hate the review.
I do too. Like I just like it. Sometimes it works in your favor, and sometimes it doesn't.
But in the
you
grand scheme
can't-
of things, who
you
cares
can't-
if it works in your
That's
favor?
right.
It's just so, as a viewer too, I find it extremely frustrating.
Yeah, like
It's already a slow game. Do you want to slow it down more
Yeah.
by
But it's-
having
it's like
reviews
that
after
it's
every
like that in-
questionable play?
It's like that in any sport, though. You watch the NFL; they challenge, they on a foot going in bounds, like on a catch or something, and they review it. Well, you know
Sometimes,
what?
yeah.
You
You
either
take the officiating out of it then to me. Like, I'm sorry, but like, they're trying to do their job, and yes, sometimes they get it wrong. Like,
Yeah.
they do.
But they
that's-
should make mistakes with both teams because
right.
that's the way it just
and
sort
it
of works
evens
out.
it out that way, right? Whereas now with all the video review, it slows everything down, and I don't know. I just find
but then
sometimes
you
it's,
don't get to review one thing. You can
yes.
okay, you can review this, but you can't,
Can't
review
review
that.
that.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I
You know
agree.
what? Like if you can review a tag on a runner at second base,
But you can't.
But you can't. Like what happened was the guy for the Giants had a black bat, and when it at live, I thought he went. But then you slow it down, and he wasn't even close to going.
yeah.
And there actually is a study that if your certain color bats get worse calls than other color bats.
That's kind of
That's
interesting.
That's a baseball stat. Every baseball is a game of
So
stats.
people are switching up colors of bats
So
to get
it was a
some-
black bat, and the umpire at first could not see the tip
Yeah.
of the bat. Like if you have a white bat and it comes
can
around,
see it.
or like the natural grain bat that comes around, you can see that tip. On a black bat, you can't because it's the whole thing
Yeah.
is one color.
What would Ty Cobb and all these guys? What they would just like.
They'd roll over in their grave.
It's foolish to even have to
I just feel like it's
discuss.
ruining sports.
Like this is just it's foolish to have to even discuss that there's plays that just play the game. No video review. Like I got an email yesterday from the WHL, Saskatoon Blades and Brandon Wheat Kings on a video replay. Just ironic. Nobody knows what our topics are, but it was an offside and they didn't have their camera set up or whatever. They did review it and it was said it was a goal. Well, after they reviewed it with different angles and then the big screen up top, they had an angle. It was
They
clearly not a goal.
Called it back.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
they didn't.
Oh, they
so the
didn't?
next day, they said a statement, and which I didn't post on ISN, but I probably should. But it was like, our apologies, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, and now
But
you're going to
then-
change that 2 points, or you're giving it to Brad? Who?
Doesn't
what?
matter. It's
You know,
just
like so,
yeah.
Regular
stop
season
embarrassing
game.
yourself
Yeah.
and just have no fucking reviews at
Yeah.
all.
I agree. No reviews.
Zero.
And then
It's foolish.
make your officials better.
Better, yes.
Are they? Let the officials be human.
You can
Just
human,
let
but
them be
still
human.
human,
You can be
but
human,
you
but
still
you
have
still
to be
can be
better.
They have to be
Make your
capable.
players better.
They have to be capable.
Like, that's like saying my team didn't win because our players aren't better. No, just
I don't know. Sometimes officiating's questionable, though. Like, I think sometimes they can be better, and sometimes I do think they're biased.
I've never ever in my life lost any game I've ever played. I don't care what sport. I've never lost because the ref fucked it up. Never, ever.
As long as they make it, they mess it up for both.
That's where I think the problem is.
I think that I couldn't say that. I mean, I got in trouble a few years ago for yelling at
Oh,
an
yes,
umpire.
you did, Roger.
Yeah, you
you
did.
probably still hear about it.
And now I still do. And now I actually umpire softball. I umpire men's softball. I know when I'm standing behind the plate and I make a bad call,
Own it.
I actually
Own it.
go to the player and like I do the men's games out in Souk quite a bit, and there's some pretty talented men
Absolutely.
fastball players in this town. The Souk Loggers are one of the top 10 teams in North America,
If not top 5.
and there's some pretty good guys that play on that team. And you know what? With how fast it is and how old I am and how the
Sometimes
shape
you
I
just
am,
get it wrong.
you get it wrong.
Yeah, no, but that's the human nature of the
human
game.
side
That's
of it.
that's sport.
But that's how it should be. You don't review.
No,
if
you
you don't
don't
review it, you don't have a
Look,
problem.
I'll tell you something about Carrie Fraser, who's written a book on, I don't even know what the book's called, probably The Missed Call or something, but it was in '93 against your Habs, Chris.
93,
And-
I remember
and,
the year.
you know what I mean?
Very well.
Yeah,
Remember
well,
that year?
That was the last
But
time
it
the
should.
Cup was in Canada.
10 overtime wins.
What-
Patrick Waugh.
Yeah,
Thank
we're not
you
talking
very
about that. We're talking about Carrie Fraser.
Yeah.
So Carrie Fraser blew a call that Gretzky
Yes.
cut Gilmore for 10 stitches under the chin, and it should have been a high sticking. He should have been kicked out of the game. Right? He missed that call. While he didn't make that call, Gretzky scored the overtime winner. Toronto didn't go. Now, Toronto's my team. How long have I been waiting? But guess what? He missed the call.
Yeah.
If Carrie Fraser wants to come on the show, no problem.
Great
Would I
guy.
rip him for it? Yeah. But he, in his book, even said, I totally blew that call. Now, that cost the Leafs going to the Stanley Cup.
And
Not a bigger...
28 years later, you're still talking about it.
No, because the
he's
topic
bitter
is
about
the topic is that it's just a human. That's the way it goes.
That's
So
right.
it's
And
just,
that's how it
so you
should
got to
be.
live with it. So fuck no, I
Okay.
don't. No video review. Hate
No,
it. Shouldn't
so-
have been rid of
Okay,
it.
here's a question.
Absolute
All
All
garbage.
question for
Garbage.
Roger. How long have you been umpiring?
About 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, that's all. Okay. But do you notice when you're umpiring now that people are nicer to you because there's signs on every backstop and every field that say respect the umpires, respect the
no,
coaches,
'cause
respect
most of
it's
the-
just a game.
That's like the signs in the
of
bars
people-
that say slow down
most
drinking.
of the people that come to the games that I umpire all know me, and so they all rip me anyway.
as they should.
Yeah.
So, but I have so much fun going out to Souk to do the men's fastball. It's just a blast. Like half the
It's a
guys
big
on
deal in Sioux.
half the guys on the field I either grew up or
Now-
went to school with their parents.
Is it true that one in the 7th inning rally they get chainsaws out?
I can't. It's like there's a bit of secrecy in
There's a
Souk
Sioux code.
softball.
Come on.
Okay,
Sioux
so-
code.
Let's not talk about that. We can't talk about
The
that
Souk
here.
Loggers? Is that what you're referring to? Is that their team?
No,
out there
I've
or whatever?
just heard over the years that
Hey,
they.
there's a code.
There's a code.
Time to change the
Yeah,
subject.
you can't.
What?
It's Sioux.
I think we're
Souk.
talking about taunting now.
Yes, let's go
How
on
is
to
this?
that.
Whoa! We're not fucking leaving this. No, not at all. Not a chance. What are you talking? Well, you're
I
shaking
got a-
your
I
head,
got-
Chris.
I got a lunch date.
There's like Souk. Like Souk.
What's wrong with the chainsaw? What did I say that was wrong?
There's just things that happen in Souk that stay in Souk. It's just it's a thing.
It's like Vegas.
It kind of
Stays in-
is.
What goes on in Souk stays in Souk. And unless you're like a Souk person, like I grew up
Yeah.
in Jordan River and went to school in
Right.
Souk,
It's so true.
you don't know. And
I don't know.
And nor
And
will
you're
you
not
ever.
gonna know.
or you'll probably disappear.
I guess we got to go to Souk.
Huh? Not with a
Taunting.
chainsaw, apparently.
Taunting.
I'm not taunting. I think it's like one of the
I
things that
want
would be.
to.
What?
It's my turn.
Yes, she's up next.
You don't tell the host whose turn it is.
Well, I am, because this is live, and I'm not going to lie. I got to pee, so we got to get through this, okay?
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Now, when I said this show was raw, It's not. I got to take a piss, Raw.
She's got to take a pee. I got a lunch meeting.
Okay.
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh my God, this is
Didn't
funny.
know we were in such a rush.
No shit.
Well,
Where's Steve Duffy? Where's Steve Duffy and Jordan Smith?
I wasn't in a rush until about 10 minutes ago.
We've only been on, Chris, chill, just so you know, it's 29 minutes, and you've had to pee for 10?
Yeah. So
Are
that
you
means
kidding me right now?
So that means we better get moving here.
Oh,
Poor planning.
unbelievable.
Wow.
And you were late.
Let's go taunting.
Listen.
Let's go taunting.
So I'm watching the football game on the other night. Okay?
What's your topic?
So
Are
you talking Thursday
taunting
night?
in sports.
Taunting
The taunting call in the NFL right
Yes.
now, which is actually ruining the NFL for
Yes,
me after
thank
the
you.
last game. So watching the game, Tampa's killing Philly. Philly comes back. We got a game now. It's 28-22. Tampa has possession of the ball. Avery tackles Fournette.
no,
Gennard, I believe his name is. Avery tackles Fournette. There's something said after the play, and they pull out the taunting
Flag.
Defense.
Is there a taunting flag?
On the
Yes.
defense, there's a flag. The flag gets thrown. It's a taunting
Like specifically
call.
a taunting flag?
It's a taunting
Different color.
Yeah, it's different colors.
it's
That's
yellow,
awesome.
is it not?
Purple and green.
Is it
Nice.
purple and green?
No, I think
No,
so.
I don't know. Anyways, they throw the flag. It's a taunting call. 15 yards.
What was said?
15.
Is there a
It was
official
nothing.
taunting
It was
rule?
nothing.
Like,
I think
like
we
it
should
didn't
all have
seem
taunting
anything
flags.
Derogatory. I mean, obviously, if it's racial or
Yes.
something like that, then yes, there should be a penalty. But 15 yards, that changed the entire game. Tampa Bay got 15 yards. You can't
And a
give
first
Brady
down,
15
'cause
yards.
that
And a
was the
first
third-
down.
that was
Yes,
the
it was a
third- that
third
was the
down.
third
You just
down
don't
play.
like Brady.
And I watched this
I
on.
hate Tom Brady.
Exactly.
But
There's a
that's
taunting
not the
flag right
point.
there.
But
You
that's
just
not the
saying
point.
that should be a taunting flag.
I'm a Steeler fan,
Oh, another
Sorry.
taunting flag.
Die-
Another
die hard.
taunting
Taunting
flag.
flag.
so
Oh,
I know exactly the play.
I
you should
was
be
so
draped.
frustrated.
You should be
I
draped
watched,
in a flag.
I watched it on Instagram.
How frustrated were
Instagram.
you with that?
did you watch? Oh, Instagram, you
what
watched it on.
what,
Great.
What blew me away was when Fournette got up, he headbutted the guy with his
I
helmet,
know.
and
I
the
know,
other
and
guy
nothing-
gets
yeah.
the other guy gets
Gets
a
the
penalty.
penalty. I
And
know.
Fournette
Did they
was-
review it?
No.
Okay.
there's no
Okay,
review.
so here's the thing too. I want to go back to the taunting thing. So take the taunting thing and bring it into the NHL where you got guys like Gallagher, guys like Marchand, and that's their job. They taunt, they get guys off the game, and you know what that does? That eliminates like bad hits, fighting, because that's their way of like sort of getting out their little bits of aggression and doing what they do. So now in the NFL, the coaches are having a very hard time with this because they're like, it's gotten out of control. Like your players literally can't say anything and because they're cracking down on what is called a taunting call. 15 yards.
What are we
the-
saying?
the
Okay, so
pro- the
hang on.
problem-
So what are we saying here? Is that
Do we think it's something that should stay? Do we think it's something that should be in other sports? I don't know. I definitely I don't like it.
I don't like the taunting. When I grew up in the sports that I played, you congratulated your players, your teammates.
I think at the
but
end you do for sure.
You didn't make a mockery of your opponent.
I'm a chirper.
And-
I like.
and
do you know what
like
sport does it right?
Last weekend, I was on the sidelines up in Nanaimo for the Raiders and the Rebels, and I went to two players during the game and said, "Hey, you can't do that." First of all, one kid was playing his brother, and he was chirping his brother, and
Why can't you
and
do
I
that?
said, I said
I
to
know
him,
two brothers.
I said that the referees don't know you guys are brothers, so that's actually a penalty if they call it, and they will call it. And then what I see it in all football, college,
Right.
everything is the receiver will drop the ball, and the defensive back will make a big deal about an incomplete pass that he had no part in. He was just on the field. The receiver drops the ball, and he's out there waving his arms incomplete. Hey, buddy, you didn't do anything. Get back in the huddle.
I don't
So
know.
do you? Okay, so hang on.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a taunting flag. This is
Yeah, no.
incredible.
Well, it's
So
another
let's-
sport besides hockey.
Well,
There are
Doesn't this all
No,
start
I-
with
I-
like,
I-
remember Terrell Owens when he
Yeah,
ran
I
out
don't
and
know.
put
Yeah.
the football
Yeah.
on the star at Dallas?
Whatever.
They thought it was
Taunting
disrespectful.
flag.
I mean,
Unbelievable. Listen, what's next? What's next then? So
That's what I'm
no,
saying,
hang
like
on, whoa, chili pants.
Ooh, you gotta,
Makes me angry.
Hang on. The fans? Are they,
Oh,
is
do
it
you
going to?
see
Is
the
it?
fights
Oh,
in
yeah.
the-
No,
in
I get the
stands
fight.
now?
I see the fights. I see the fights in the stand.
Unbelievable.
You're not allowed to
are-
chirp. your opposing team now. I can't chirp you because you're a Leafs fan. That's never going to happen. Like, what are you going to do?
But what is next? Is that reality of what we're coming to? Is
They're
that
gonna hand out fines.
They're gonna
because
have to quit serving beer at the games then.
Yeah, right.
well,
People
so
get a little lippy
I
with those
I
$15 beers.
I'm not the biggest baseball fan. However, what I do love about baseball is you get that 1, 2, 3 guys and say, batter, batter, hey, swing, batter. I love that shit.
Me too.
Hey,
I
Umpy,
like
hey.
that.
I like, to me.
You're a chirper too, so am I. So like, if we didn't.
Oh, I've never
like,
done that in baseball because I don't know
maybe
whatever.
Not baseball,
but
but I'm just saying, like.
no, I don't know what a baseball. No, I don't know.
I can't imagine, like even so even when I play.
I do know my team won 2 World Series though. Thank you.
Who's your team?
The Jays.
Oh,
Hello.
Oh, most people that listen to this show weren't alive when the Jays won the World Series.
93,
Yeah, that's a long
And
time
92.
ago.
92.
Yeah,
I get it.
long
I'm
time
gonna
ago.
be jumping out of here because
You gotta go.
What?
I gotta pee.
You kidding?
I'm not kidding.
That
That
bad?
happened.
I'm
Well, she
telling
can
ya.
get up and go.
I
And
drank
and
3
it's
coffees.
raw. She can come back.
That's right.
You're allowed to come back.
She can leave and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
raw.
going to. It's
It's
raw.
raw.
That's what I'm saying.
This pee
I
break.
wasn't going to say anything, and then I'm like, it's raw.
Do we have a P-Berry
This
concert?
Chris Schill Pea Break is
I'm
sponsored by ISN and Howie's Car Corral.
All right, go.
Hey, I just want to say one
Do
thing.
you want me to take the camera off you first before you go? Like, is that better?
Yeah,
No, she
Yeah.
can just get up and
I'm just
walk
going.
out and come back.
It's raw. If
Yeah.
I have to go, I have to go. You know, I'll be
Go.
back.
Go.
Well, that's unbelievable. That's
Well,
a first for
there we
Raw, I
go.
suppose.
Uh-oh. It's
So,
okay.
anyways, when I was 4, you know. Okay, so do you want? Should I wait for my? Yeah, you got to unlock the door. We're on air. Fucking hell.
Okay,
All right. So, do we wait or what do we do here?
For taunting?
We could sing.
What can you sing?
You've lost that love and feeling.
Oh, God, okay, that is
I
absolutely.
mean, at the end of the day, let's go back to this. Quickly, it's airtime here. What's being said? I mean, you got to be classy. You can't be racial. You can't be disrespectful. I mean,
No.
but there's going to be heat of the
Was-
moment. Someone's going to get hit, and they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm going to get that."
Have
flag."
you ever been in a sports stadium ever, and it got racial? The crowd around
Actually,
you. I
I've
don't
not been in
remember
a
it.
sports stadium, but last weekend in the Rebels game, one of the Raiders players got.
Oh, I don't mean the
out-
players. I've
out
heard it
for a
players.
racial slur.
Okay, so in hockey, you like this is okay. This is one of my kind of a beef is that coaches today can't talk to players of a certain way because it's sensitive. It's this and that. But it's the same kids that are talking to their parents with disrespect. That is an issue for me. It's like you cannot talk to Billy that way because that's old school. You can't yell at him. You can't do this. You can't do that. Yet Billy goes home in the car. He's like, fuck you, mom. And like, what? Where's that? So that ain't right for starters.
No.
But I've heard and seen a ton of times where player against player, and thank God they're not mic'd up, and it's just one against the other, and it's kept within the confines. Is it right? Today it's not right. Does it still happen? You right. I have never, ever seen or heard, I don't think, a racial slur while I was in the crowd watching a sporting event. I don't think. Have you guys?
I don't recall.
I
an
don't
incident
recall
that.
either.
Doesn't happen.
I don't
I don't
ever
think,
recall
or
being in
maybe
a-
it does, but I've never heard it.
Yeah, I've never heard it either, and I think society has changed the way sports is viewed and played. I mean,
I think it's a little too sensitive now where, I didn't mind being pushed. I needed to be pushed because I wouldn't have done it myself, right? I was kind of a lazy athlete. So,
old school coaches make good players great
yeah.
because they make them.
Oh, welcome back, Shilly.
When they yell and take the time to actually work on a kid, whether it's yelling or not, they are pushing them to be better because they know they can be better.
Jen Kish came out this week,
Oh,
Roger.
I read that.
And Jen Kish came out on the topic of the coach.
Yeah.
And basically, I'm not going to, it's too long for this. Probably should have done it when Shilly was taking a piss.
Sorry, but I feel so much better. I feel like I could be really argumentative now.
than before.
Yeah, more.
Awesome.
So where are we going? You're talking about how
What?
Well, no,
Hey, you don't get to just come in here. I thought, who are you?
I do. Though.
Sit. It's unbelievable. So, she came out recently on social media, and she basically was saying that I was not pressured, or I was asked to write a statement about the incident that happened with the coach, and I did write. She said she wrote that statement, but she didn't hand it in. She took a couple days, but she felt the need to respond to a few of the teammates that had an issue with the coach. Because A, she was the captain, B, that was her teammates. Yeah. And she felt that she had to, she was obliged to, and she did. But then 2 days later, she's like, wait, hang on, you know what? This is what I feel about this guy. Yeah, I've had my issues with him, but I went through a stretch where he was with me for the entire week. I was going through a horrendous deal in my life or something. I'm not verbatim, but you can read it. It's on ISN.
I read it.
And I'll tell you, it was about time. The easy route for her to take was to stick up for her teammates and go, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
But I think there's pressures from society to do that. I mean, take
what happens to just doing the right thing?
Oh, I agree with that. I agree. But what happens is society now makes people think that there's only one correct way to respond
politically
to something
correct.
Politically correct. Now, I mean, take the John Gruden thing. I mean, that's another thing. And yes, he said some terrible things, but there's also been players that have come forward that I've never seen anything like that from him. Like, was it a bad moment? Was it, I think there's...
Well, if you go back 13 years on anybody's emails, then that person should be able to go back 13 years.
Yeah. Well, there's another thing. It's like the cancel culture.
They were never meant to be viewed by anybody.
No, I'm not going to sit here. I really don't want to go down this road.
Yeah.
Derek Carr said, "I hate the sin, but I love the man."
Yeah.
Okay,
Fair. I mean,
I think that's a great statement.
And you know what? And Derek Carr also said, and I'm not a Raider fan, but I respect guys like that. Like Derek Carr, he says, let's open up the other 30 GM emails and see what they say for the last 20 years.
Oh, you can't. I mean, it's really.
They went through 650,000 emails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
you dig hard enough, you're going to find something.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say, if we look at everybody's history, we've all done some pretty said, whether we thought we were being funny, or somebody could take something we said, or when we were children, or when we were in our 20s and we dressed up a certain way for Halloween. I just think, I mean, I want the world to be a better place, but at the same time, I think we're going too far the other way. The cancel culture, I mean, it's insane. An athlete can't, they'll drag things out of an athlete's past or a coach's past that are 20 years old. Mm-hmm. I'm a different person from 20 years ago.
So am I.
Absolutely.
So as a woman, Chris, a woman who has dealt with issues in sport and broadcast and different things, are you happy with the voice you have today and the movement? Is there a movement? I don't even know. Is there a movement, or what is
this is a tough question for me, and I'm going to tell you because I kind of sit somewhere in the middle, because I think some things, being a woman, there's a ways to go in a lot of things. But I also think sometimes we go too far the other way. And yes, I want people to feel comfortable coming forward, women to feel comfortable with sexual assaults, with this and that. There's public platforms where people are coming out now. But then there's the other side of the story. What if somebody accuses someone falsely and they're doing it through social media? That person's life is never the same. Mm-hmm. It's never the same after that. And I know that most of the time when women are coming forward, I believe a woman, because to have something like that happen to you is horrible. But there have been cases, and quite a few actually, if you look, where people were falsely accused. And maybe, so it's posted on social media that person didn't go to jail, but they actually didn't do that person's life is never the same. No. And if somebody, the other side of that coin is, if somebody accuses someone of doing something and it is found out to be false, that person doesn't go to jail for the amount of time that the other person did. So I'm I sometimes think, Scott and I have had this conversation a lot, actually, about how sometimes it's confusing for men just in regards to like, we don't know if we're supposed to hold the door. We don't know if we're supposed to,
Well, I'll tell you this. I
changed.
interviewed a young lady a couple of weeks back, and I thought it was just another interview. Like, whatever. And up in our studio, we have, there's other people in this building, and we have to make sure that that we shut the door and lock it. And I did. It's like it's just another show. And then afterwards we're like, hey, did you? And I went, holy shit! I never even thought. Didn't even cross my mind.
And for
didn't
me,
even cross my mind. And I'm like, oh man,
that could have been like if it was the wrong person, that could have been
that could have got that. But now that's tough to defend.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
You're going, no, but holy fuck.
Well, it's even, look at doctors now. I mean, you have a male doctor looking at a female patient. You can bet there's going to be somebody else in the room along with
what changes how I do, it's going to change. I'll tell you right now. It's
one-on-one,
it's not going to happen.
Behind a closed door.
No, I never even
say anything, and you could be ruined.
Right?
And again,
that's the worst case scenario.
Again, as a woman, I do. Yeah, as a
it's
woman,
not
I do
going to
say,
ever. I'm never going to put myself in that situation where that happens. Now,
as a woman, I'll say, we hear a lot of things in a lifetime, either being an athlete, being a bartender, being just a woman in society. A lot of this stuff does happen, guys. Like it
no.
Yeah,
it's in the news every day.
And I don't ever want anybody to think that I'm not like, I want women to feel comfortable coming forward, but we have to just make women more confident in the fact that when this happens, go directly to the authorities. That's the best way to, like, I know you're ashamed. I know,
Well, it's up to us to make,
you shouldn't
like,
be, and you need to go to the authorities.
it's up to us to, to make them comfortable. Like, I maybe should have had, thinking about it, I should sign this.
Yeah.
Or do you want somebody else here? Or there's a woman downstairs or something. Do you want her to sit here or sit? I don't know. I could have done a better job on that, and I'm going to, and that'll never happen. But it wasn't.
You just didn't think about it. You were just
didn't
doing
even
a show,
not
and
even.
you weren't thinking about gender.
It's just
you weren't
another
thinking
show.
Just
another show.
I think it must be hard. Like, let's get back to the sports thing, just because that's what we're here for. Like, if you're a male coach coaching an all-female team, I mean, like,
I think coaches are quitting because of that.
Well, and that makes me sad because there are things that, don't get me wrong, I think there's amazing female coaches out there as well, but it's sad that maybe there's not as many women coaching, and now there won't be kids to be able to play sports because men feel uncomfortable coaching women's teams because,
it's what could happen. It's not that it happened. It's what could happen.
What could happen.
Well, and you gotta change. Like, I've never coached a girls team before, and last year I coached a U12 softball team.
Yeah.
And like, I coached men, and I've coached like from boys from like 11, 12-year-olds to 17, 18-year-olds. And 20-year-olds.
Now, did you find girls a little more sensitive with regards to the way that you coach them?
Yeah, because I had to change who I was to be more sensitive to their needs.
Yeah, and I think.
But it's an adjustment. It's like,
sure.
Like I go to a football practice, and I mean, I don't coach the Rebels. I just kind of hang out. But if I yell at a kid or I yell at a 20-year-old kid, it's a little bit different than yelling at a 12-year-old kid. You can't yell at a 12-year-old kid because they're just having fun.
They're just having, and they should be.
That is the coolest part. Like, that's what I found last year when I coached that team, is that they were just having fun.
Did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed seeing them make good plays. I really enjoyed watching them grow from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And they were having fun, and I that's what I preached. I said, I don't care what happens. I just want you guys to have fun and love the game, because I love the game, and that's why I'm here.
And I think coaching women would be a bit different because being a woman, we're just more emotionally driven, right? So the way that we're spoken to is really important. And I mean, as much as I don't like to think I'm emotional, women are just generally more emotional.
Well, a
So
friend
it's a
told
way-
me, girls have to feel good to play good. Boys have to play good. To
You know
feel
what? That's
Right.
That's a really good way to.
I've never heard that.
I think that's the greatest
That's-
statement
that
that I've
is-
actually heard when it comes to coaching women as opposed to men, and it's true. It's very true. Even when I play sport, if I felt good, I was going to play good. You know what I mean? Whereas men, I think, are just like, if I'm playing good, because if
I'm
they're
feeling
having a
good.
terrible game,
They're not
feeling good.
No, they're
Well,
not.
and my daughter, who's been playing softball now since she was 5 years old, she's now 16, and with this new program that she's involved with, Glory, you're coaching that program as well. I'm excited that there's going to be female coaches.
Yeah, that was a
and I think
huge
that
thing
is
behind that
important,
program
too. Yeah.
is getting not only female coaches but female mentorship, because in a perfect world, the females that the girls that have gone through the programs and played ball and gone to the States and played college ball, they're the ones that these younger girls can relate
Look
to a
up
lot
to.
better.
And I will say, like, I think never played sports professionally, but like I had coaches and stuff, and I respected the hell out of my female coaches because they were tough girls, and they as much as they understood us emotionally, they weren't easy on us. by
So
any means,
can
you
a
know?
woman get away with yelling at another woman coaching
coaching maybe
than a man
real
can
world,
get
not.
the same coach, same coaching style?
I
If a
think-
man did it,
Yeah.
is it wrong? If a woman did it to a woman, it's right. Is that no? I'm not. Is it?
I don't know. I don't know if that's a right or wrong answer.
Yeah, I don't-
I just think that it's not like last year. I never yelled at one of those.
I
No,
think
there were
with-
two. Yeah, but
I'll
that's
be
that. I'm
honest,
going to
I
get
think
to
with-
that too
I think
in a
with
minute.
women, like when a woman coach, they don't.
Women don't yell.
We do, but I'm just saying. I think it's more. I think with women, when if it's a female coach and they're disappointed in you, that bothers me more than if they yell at me. Whereas a male coach, I actually almost prefer to be
Yelled at.
yelled at.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a
It's-
weird
it's-
thing.
it's-
It sounds
it's-
so
it's- it's
strange.
different.
It
So we
just-
don't talk about this. Never
motivates-
gets talked. I've
I
never
know,
heard this
sorry,
kind of
but
conversation.
I don't know. It's weird.
Sometimes
like,
I'm scared about this conversation.
Yeah, and rightfully so. You should
Rightfully
be.
so,
You
because
should. You
honestly,
should.
we're
you
probably going to get emails that
Oh,
don't
yeah,
agree
it's-
with
it's-
me,
yeah,
don't agree
you
with
should be.
But I'm just saying, I think when I just want to be, you're a dick, I'm pissed off at you, and when he's yelling at me, I'm like, I'm going to show you. Whereas a woman, if she's yelling at me because I'm playing bad or whatever, or you can do better, or even when I work out at the gym, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know, I don't want to disappoint them, so that's my
So-
motivation. With a guy, if you're yelling at me, it's I just think you're a dick now, and I just want to be like,
the old adage, you catch more bees with honey, and in this newer culture nowadays, you go on this with your podcasts in the past talking about old school hockey guys like that
Yeah.
stuff. They don't succeed anymore.
They
because
don't.
The
No.
players don't
No.
respond to that.
No, but they should never have been there that long. That's the other thing. That's like how they lasted that long.
Yeah, I don't think Ernie McLean would
no,
be,
but I'm just okay.
hanging out coaching anymore in his glory years.
No, he's done. He should be. But
Even in his glory years, like when he wasn't 90 years old, when he was coaching the Bruins, and
I think there were
Spencer
just
Bruins.
things then that we accepted. more
No,
than we do
see,
now.
yeah, okay, I get that, but that's a guy coaching men at a different age. So it opens the question to this: is when again, it irks me when. You just don't let the kids have fun. Go play. Go have fun. Give me the ball back when you're done. Who gives a shit? Try to teach them a little of the fundamentals. This is offside, whatever. But other than that, go have fun. And that same kid goes out and has fun and gets yelled at by parents on the sidelines, or they're yelling at the ref, or they're doing this, or holy Jesus.
I
just
actually-
stop and let the kid have fun. So at what age? What age is it that you say,
Start to get tougher.
yes,
I
you
think
start
maybe-
coaching?
I think maybe when
What-
it's becoming a reality that this is a possibility for a life career, maybe.
Okay,
leagues
so-
where
I don't. That is.
Or-
Sports are different. Sports are different. A hockey player, if you're not, you got to be drafted in the bantam draft, right? If you're any good, you're a bantam.
Well, it's not different though, Raj, because you have A,
Just
B.
Let me finish. Bantam players are drafted. Bantam players are 14 years old?
yeah.
You're not even allowed to hit until bantam.
Okay, but bantam players get drafted into the WHL. Okay, a baseball player at 14 years old is not going to the University of Washington to play baseball yet, unless he's a freak. So I think
Are you telling me in baseball they don't draft kids at 14 years old?
No, they don't.
Police.
They don't.
Really?
They don't draft players. You can get drafted when you're in high school to the major leagues. Like there was, my son played with 2 kids that one got drafted by Seattle and another one got drafted, I can't remember who. Oh, maybe the Blue Jays.
So 14, 15, 16-year-olds aren't getting scouted.
Kurt Horn, he got drafted by the Mets and played in the Mets organization, and he's from Souk. But at 14, he's a bantam playing baseball. Is somebody looking at him? Probably not. At 14 in hockey, if you're good, somebody's looking at you.
Well, you don't go from 14 to the WHL. Just so you know, you go.
I know how.
Major
But what
midget.
you're saying is
my
they're
nephew
starting to watch.
was drafted in the bantam draft when he was. It was one of the first bantam drafts when he was 14 years old, and he went and played 5 years in Kelowna for the Rockets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Do you think maybe at that point is
when
once
a kid's scoring 75 goals when he's 12 years old?
I can tell you right now
looking
that
at
there are scouts watching major midget bantam games across the street at Wanda Fuca right now, right today. Like there'll be scouts in that stand.
There's nobody going to Triangle watching fall ball watching a 14-year-old.
Are they at the Harbor Cats?
No.
No. Okay. So again, I don't even know if that answers the question. At what age do we allow to?
I think it's different per sport, and when it starts to become more of a possible career choice, I guess.
And also at what level?
And
I mean,
what
if
level?
you're
And
talking
what level?
about house, I mean, it should be all about having fun and kids learning how to play a game. But if you start talking about B, well, it's going to be a little bit more serious. But if you're talking about A and you're talking about
I think
travel
that's the
teams
best way to put
and
it,
people
Howie.
that are paying to play, you expect
A certain
higher
level
level
of-
of intensity with coaches. You expect coaches that are, hopefully. I mean, I'm not even going to get into that today. That the parent kid coaching playing relationship. But we expect at an A level a certain level of seriousness. I think
Well,
the
yeah.
real deal. You got to prepare these kids if they're going to be the best of their category, their age group, and they're going to be the ones that want to maybe take it seriously going forward. So they have to get used to being trained properly, taking it seriously, learning how to be a good teammate,
And that comes from being stern and
Somewhat.
vocal.
There has to be some kind of rules and structure.
It's called structure.
Hey, I have a quick question for the three of you, just because you guys had asked me this question about the difference between women and men coaching. Why couldn't someone like Haley Wickenheiser coach in the NHL?
Well, she
Why
can't.
couldn't she?
No, but I'm saying, like, the respect level as a male.
Well, she
I-
can't.
I think if you took a woman like Haley Wickenheiser, I think the players would respect her because she's been there, done it.
Well, first of all, she's in the Leaf organization. We all know
Well,
that.
that's,
God. You had to
No,
break-
hang on. Like,
she
no,
must
we're
have
talking-
lost a bet.
If she's the first female to coach and she coaches the Leafs, that's going to break my heart. I'm not going to lie.
So,
I was just curious because you guys asked me the difference, and I'm wondering,
You know
is there
what?
a,
I think that
would she be respected?
I believe she would be
believe
because
she
I
would.
believe.
who
I
are
believe
you
that-
asking me if the fans would respect
No,
her or
I'm
if
asking
the
as
players?
a male player. You asked me as a female, if being coached by male and female, if like what the respect level was, and if we, how you.
You just disrespected her, saying she played for that team.
What?
That's a taunting flag. That is a taunting flag.
What I'm saying
it's
is,
purple and green.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Shut off her mic.
Yeah.
She already
Don't you
took
got to
eight-
pee again,
she-
Shill?
she-
Don't you
No,
got to
I'm
pee
good.
again?
And I
minutes
have
to
to say,
pee,
I
so
felt
she
so
only
much
has
better.
7
Holy
left.
shit.
But no, but like I'm just saying, because I know
Harsh.
as a woman, I know sometimes I'm very vocal and I'm very opinionated.
No.
And there are a lot of
Go
men
figure.
who are so intimidated by that the minute that I even speak back, I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. So would it be that way in sports if a female was coaching?
I don't.
I
You may
think-
think
I
they
think-
think that.
No,
but
they've told me that.
I think that depending on whether it's the male or the female, if you're the real deal,
Then the players will respect you.
You've walk that line and walk the walk and talk
Which
the talk,
Haley Wickenheiser's
which
a
Haley
good
Wickenheiser
yeah,
has,
absolutely.
you would get respect from the players.
I will tell you this much, and I've said it on podcasts before. And when I've learned how to skate, and the stigma around figure skating was the best thing, and I highly respected the figure skating coach from the Cambridge Figure Skating Club, and I seen instant progress right away, instant, and I'll tell you, that's the 70 friggin' 70. So
year I was born.
Was it? Oh,
Hey, you know
you look
what?
much older.
You know what? I'd love to see you in that figure skating costume now.
Were you in a tutu?
Well, I was. One time in a chicken wing or in a bacon eating contest, I was in a tutu.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, in the pig costume.
Yeah.
But not on skates.
I could. I'd rock it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Probably would.
Pot kettle.
I never said I could.
Let's get out of this because I don't know where this is going now. Shelley, what do you have anything you want to?
No, thanks for letting me dip out. I mean, this is raw, so
Yeah,
it's probably going to be all. She left and went pee. Oh my God, how embarrassing! But
Whatever.
it's raw.
Okay,
Everybody
I
pees.
couldn't wait.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't even concentrate. I'm like, it's taunting in sports, and I have so much to say, but I gotta go.
Yeah. Oh, you're from Souk. So. Anyways, I had to throw that in.
Raj and I know
Actually,
about
I'll be staying there tonight. So, perfect. Raj, any last comments or anything like that?
Just had a lot of fun here today.
Yeah.
Always.
We covered a lot of
So-
ground.
We did. We went from soup to nuts. Okay?
Soup to nuts.
Soup to nuts.
We went from soup to nuts.
We covered a lot of
So
ground.
Howie, how was your first one?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
You're not a virgin anymore.
No, I guess not.
Were you cringing at all, Howie?
No.
Not too bad.
I think you did a great
I
job.
remember
around
my
bullshit.
first one, and there was no nervousness whatsoever.
No.
I mean, we're just sitting around
We're all
Yeah.
friends here.
shooting the shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we wanted this to be. And
Well,
we're doing
it-
exactly what we
We
said
are.
we're going to do.
Yeah, for the last hour, that's exactly what we did.
And
So
it was an hour. Is that what our time is?
101 right now, yeah.
Wow, we
Where
could
the
talk
time
forever.
We could.
Well, folks, that's. I didn't expect that one at all. Not too often I'm speechless, but
No shit.
let's see what happens when we.
Don't forget to thank our sponsors. You
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and
Howie's Car Corral.
yeah, Howie's Car Corral. We got ISN.
ISN Sports.
Yeah,
Check us
so
out. And anybody, don't forget, RawSportsCast@gmail.com. Maybe Tanner can put a little flashy thing if anybody wants to get
Yeah.
a hold
Topics,
of me
come
or you.
on.
Topics, guests,
Yeah.
sure,
whatever.
absolutely.
Join us.
No criticism, just
No, yeah.
we'll
What you
take
see is
that.
what you get. What you see is what you get for sure. So, all right. So, thank you to Howie's Car Corral and my partner Howie Mace, ISN, me, Scott Harrigan, Chris Shell, Roger Wade, Howie Mace. Thanks very much.
Peace out.
And I don't even know what I'm gonna like. I'm definitely not watching this one. I'll tell you that right now. I'm fucking definitely.
Do I look that bad?
Me neither. I
No,
had to
you
leave.
don't. But I am just definitely not watching this one. So
Nice to see you leave, Scott. Nice to see you leave.
exactly. No
you
kidding.
gotta pee.
All
No,
right,
I'm good.
all right, boys. Well, that's it. Let Jesse Roper take this one out. Thanks for watching.